to undertake research on lack of awareness and understanding of global citizenship among schools in Australia. My name is Evans Kimutai, and this is where I will start. The lack of awareness and understanding of global citizenship among students in Australian schools is clearly evident in a number of ways. For example, surveys have indicated that many students are not familiar with global issues such as climate change, poverty, and inequality. Additionally, students often lack the skills and knowledge that they need to take action on these issues. Most people may wonder why this is a problem. Well, the lack of awareness and understanding of global citizenship is a problem for a good number of reasons, but for the purposes of this research, I will only highlight three main reasons. First, it means that students are not prepared to live and work in a globalized society. Secondly, the lack of awareness and understanding of global citizenship among students in Australian schools would mean that students are not equipped enough to take action on global challenges. And finally, the lack of awareness and understanding on this issue would mean that these students are not developing the skills and knowledge that is required for them to be active and engaged citizens. Just to exemplify the issue, here are a few examples that are specific to the lack of global citizenship education in Australian schools. First, a survey that has been done on high school students indicated that only 30% of the high school students could identify the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. The second one is that a study of primary school teachers found that only 20% of those teachers felt confident to teach global citizenship education, which clearly is an indicator of a prevailing problem. And lastly, on the examples is that a review of the Australian curriculum found that global citizenship education is not adequately covered in all the subject areas in Australian schools. These examples are indicators that there is a clear need to improve global citizenship education in Australian schools. People may wonder how this issue has global connection. Well, the lack of global citizenship education in Australia is connected to global educational concerns in so many ways, but I will only touch on a few of them. First, the world is becoming increasingly interconnected. Students in Australia are not isolated from the rest of the world. They are exposed to global news and media, and they are likely to interact with people from all over the world in their personal and professional lives. It is therefore essential that they develop an understanding of the interconnectedness of the world and the need to work together to address global challenges. The second one is that there are a number of global challenges that we need to address together. These challenges include climate change, poverty, inequality, and conflict. Global citizenship education can help students to develop the skills and knowledge that they need to contribute to solving these challenges. And finally, is that global citizenship education is recognized as an important goal by the international community and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals are a set of 17 goals that aim to create a more sustainable and equitable world for all. On this slide are some specific examples of how the lack of global citizenship education in Australian schools is connected to global concerns. One, climate change. Climate change is a global concern that will have a significant impact on Australians and on Australia and its residents. Global citizenship education can help students to understand the causes and consequences of climate change and to develop the skills and knowledge that are required of them in order to take action to address the challenge. The second one is poverty. Poverty is a global problem that affects people in all parts of the world, including Australia. Global citizenship education can help students to understand the causes of poverty and to develop the skills and knowledge that they need to work to reduce poverty in their own community and even around the world. Third, inequality. Inequality is a global concern that is evident in all aspects of life, from income and wealth inequality to educational inequality. Global citizenship education can help students to understand the causes of inequality and to develop the skills and knowledge that they need to work to create a more equitable world. Finally, is conflict. Conflict is a global problem that can have devastating consequences for people and communities. Global citizenship education can help students to understand the causes of conflict and to develop the skills and knowledge that they need to work to promote peace and understanding between people from different cultures. So, by understanding the global education, the global connection of lack of um, global citizenship education in Australian schools, we can better appreciate the importance of addressing this issue. By developing a comprehensive global citizenship curriculum and implementing it through a variety of pedagogical approaches, Australian schools can help students to develop the skills and knowledge that's needed for them to be active and engaged global citizens. Um, there are a number of challenges to enacting the proposal to develop a comprehensive global citizenship curriculum and implement it through a variety of pedagogical approaches in Australian schools. These challenges include the following. First, institutional challenges. Some schools may be resistant to change and may not be willing to invest in developing a new curriculum. This may be due to a number of factors such as lack of funding, lack of time, or lack of support from the leaders of such schools. The second challenge is ideological challenges. Some people may believe that global citizenship education is not an important um, investment or that it should be taught in a different way. This may be due to a number of factors such as belief that schools should focus on traditional academic subjects or a belief that global citizenship education is too political. Finally, political challenges. There may be political opposition to global citizenship education, particularly from those who believe that it is too critical of the status quo. This may be due to different factors, such as the belief that global citizenship education promotes a particular political ideology, or a belief that it undermines national sovereignty. In addition to the above challenges, there are also a number of practical challenges to implementing a comprehensive global citizenship curriculum. These practical challenges include developing a curriculum that is both comprehensive and relevant. It can be difficult to develop a curriculum that covers all of the important aspects of global citizenship education in a way that is relevant to the needs of students and their community. Secondly, training teachers to teach global citizenship education. Many teachers do not have the training or experience that they need to teach global citizenship education effectively. Finally, finding resources to support the implementation of the curriculum. There is a need for high quality resources, to support teachers in implementing a global citizenship curriculum. Despite these challenges, however, there are a number of things that can be done to overcome them. For example, schools can work together to develop a shared global citizenship curriculum that is aligned with the Australian curriculum. Schools can also provide teachers with training and professional development opportunities to help them develop the skills and knowledge they need to teach global citizenship education effectively. Additionally, schools can seek out resources from government agencies, non-profit organizations, and other educational institutions to support the implementation of the curriculum. By working together to overcome the challenges, Australian schools can develop and implement a comprehensive global citizenship curriculum that will help students to develop the skills and knowledge that is required of them to be active and engaged global citizens. Two resources that I would provide to local educational contexts to help them implement my proposal for fostering citizenship action to address the lack of global citizenship education in Australian schools are: one, a comprehensive global citizenship curriculum that is aligned with the Australian curriculum, and two, a toolkit for schools on how to implement global citizenship education in a student-centered and inquiry-based way. In this slide, we're going to look at how these two resources can be made effective in addressing the issue at hand. The first resource, the comprehensive global citizenship curriculum, can be made effective by: one, making it relevant to the needs of students and their community. The curriculum should be designed to address the specific global challenges that are relevant to Australia and its residents. For example, the curriculum should include units on climate change, poverty, inequality, and conflict. Secondly, using a student-centered and inquiry-based approach, the curriculum should be designed to encourage students to ask questions, explore different perspectives, and develop their own solutions to global challenges. And finally, on the first resource, is being inclusive and reflecting the diversity of Australia's student population. The curriculum should be designed to be inclusive of all students, regardless of their background and experiences. We move to the second resource, the toolkit for schools on how to implement global citizenship education in a student-centered and inquiry-based way can be made effective by 1. Providing practical advice and guidance. The toolkit should provide teachers with practical advice and guidance on how to implement global citizenship education in their classrooms. These include tips on how to use different pedagogical approaches, how to create a safe and supportive learning environment, and how to assess student learning. 2. Sharing examples of best practice. The toolkit should also share examples of best practice for their schools that are implementing global citizenship education effectively. This could help teachers to see how global citizenship education can be implemented in a variety of different contexts. And finally, by providing access to high-quality resources, the toolkit should provide teachers with access to high-quality resources such as lesson plans, activities, and assessments. This can help teachers to save time and to develop their own global citizenship curriculum.